to come over and talk to me. Well, he came over and he knocked on the door. He said, "Gigi, you know how much they wanted to clean the house?" What about $500? He said, "No, 1,700." I said, "Okay." I was like, "Wow." Well, that's different. Said that for that much, we could put a new fridge in the kitchen and I could pergo the floor. I think I'm just kidding, but it probably costs at least buy the new fridge, right? But I was like, wow, that's wild. Well, the girls were wanting to do that for dad, and I thought, well, you want to help people out, right? But $1,700, he's like, no. I'm only thinking of him, little bird in the cinnamon tree. That was wild. I was like, what? Yeah, he told me. I was like, I don't understand people. They get. Welcome to the jungle. It gets worse here every day. I don't understand irrationality. I don't understand intense aggressive abuse and the panic of the acceptance of it. I don't understand that. I just get together, speak rationally and reasonably, and then behave rationally and reasonably. That's just the type of person I am. And so I don't understand panic of abuse and then training your kids to accept the panic of abuse and then try to be successful in that panic of that abuse. I don't understand. Have you ever seen those videos where they have those structures they made like in China that have those bridges that go like up into the sky from the mountain and stuff, and then those trains these are marvelous, amazing feats of engineering, and you're like, why? Okay. If there are places you need to go to and fro, you sit there and you look, it's a lovely day today. We got an airplane or a helicopter pad. Helicopters can be dangerous. Not on a really good day, You just be careful and you just don't overdo it. If you need to go there, if people need something, it just so happens, phone call, log truck, right? And so when you put these big mechanized things, then it's like, okay, you're going to have to maintain that. And then you're going to have to, okay. And it doesn't make any sense. And then they're like, well, these feats of engineering last. But why does it last and why do you need to do it? Why do you need to live at the top of the mountain? It's not very intelligent to live at the top of the mountain. I mean, in ancient times, you used to do it because you used to kill each other because you were psychotic and wanted to be the king of the mountain. But now you realize it's a lovely day so whatever you do, I hope it can be done by two. But, so you're like, they're going, what is wrong with these people? But this is biological conditioning and psychological conditioning through bad brain activity and bad chemical addiction over tens of thousands of years. Right? So you're sitting there watching it and stuff. I was enjoying watching. I went and watched some of the videos of the Nicholas brothers. And then I watched Gregory Hines and stuff, and I was like, yeah, and Sammy Davis Jr. and some of the other guys, and I was like, but the Nicholas brothers were so good gravy. But I think physiologically, the things that they did over and over and over again, okay, I don't think it's healthy to do them as much as they did, and I think physiologically, it's very hard on your body to do a lot of the things. But Greg died from cancer, and stress and abuse. He's one of my favorite dancers, but my favorites by far when I was a kid was the Nicholas brothers, and when I went back and watched them, I was like, oh my gosh, yeah. That one dude on the Mr. BB, they had the two other guys that came out and danced. The one that was jumping over him, and the other guy that did the back. He was very good. I was like, wow, that kid is a good dancer. He's good. He can do a lot of the things that the Nicholas brothers can do. When they were younger, the older brother was really good. And then the younger brother, some of the things he could do were just, wow. He was a phenomenal athlete. He really was. He was just an amazing athlete. I think was it Harold? Yeah. But gosh, he was good. They were both amazing dancers. So they when I was a kid, they were, and then I thought, well, because, you get people, well, these guys couldn't play in the NBA today. Well, it was just like, no, I think Savion Glover could even imagine. No, I think that the Nichols brothers were probably better dancers than I was. I think they're the most sensational dancers I've ever seen. They were amazing. Leroy was a good dancer, but God, when you watch the Nicholas brothers, or when I was a kid, I was right and watching them and going, "Wow, that's impressive." Those are two of the best dancers I've ever seen. I used to watch them when I was a kid and just sit there and marvel at their athleticism and their ability to be able to do that stuff that's very difficult. I know I saw, a couple of them, they used trampolines. And I understood that. And I was like, well, yeah, of course, and that's going to help on your legs and your knees and, you hit the hard surface. So it was, when you sit and looked at it and watched it and, the Redbirds stopped them and now they got the ball back. So I didn't know this game was on tonight. So it looks like, are they playing? It looks like they're playing they're playing in Nashville, right? It looks like they're playing at Vanderbilt Stadium. I'm not sure. Because I know that's not where it's a lovely day today. I know that's not where the Titans play. It's a smaller stadium than that. But money makes no sense. Absolutely no sense at all. It's weird. Human beings, they're different. Different. I I think it's quite tangible that we have a lot of brain injuries that are cumulative. And since they're addicted to what they're addicted to, that this is having adverse effects on the development of technology and how people use technology. Quite certain. But the quantum computing, like I told people, it's not going to be able to answer questions any better than the true understanding of Proverbs and King Solomon. So, which we have a lot of that reflection, but it's been corrupted through mythology to, because they reject living people. They rejected Suzuki, they rejected Krishnamurti, and Krishnamurti had a very difficult time dealing with all the different linguistics and how to say things and how to say things that where you're not always offending people and they don't hate you and want to kill you. As me, I'm go get them, underdog. Okay, what can two little Indians do? Right. So Gina Krishnamurti is like, just, if you feel you have to go kick them right in the teeth because they won't stop child molesting with virtual presence in economics, go kick them in the teeth, Earl. Can do. Can do. And Suzuki, that's not your issue. Parsons, just do this. Right. So, I'm going to do what I need to do to make sure that that the quantum computing is functioning properly. Okay. And so I don't know how this stuff's going to work with the artificial general intelligence. I think that was more commissioned by the people that think they own the world, by Jeffrey Hinton to, hey, if you don't do this, this Parsons guy's going to put us all out of business. It's like, hopefully Jeffrey Hinton thinks that's the best thing that could ever happen to you. If anyone should ever write my life story, for whatever reason there might be, you'd be there. Between each line and pain and glory. Because my mom loved Gladys Knight. Because you're the best thing that ever happened to me. Right? Oh, I love Gladys Knight too. Yeah. Val, it's weird because Val's all Miss Country thing now. She was the biggest funker that almost all the funk music, the cameo, because she was dating Cedric, and stuff, and Michael Peoples and stuff. Almost all the really, it was because of Val and Michael Peoples that I was, I feel sanctified, right? Mr. Taxi Driver, won't you give us a ride and take us down to Old Paradise Drive? Hurry, won't you hurry, 'cause I just can't wait. 1 minute lost might be 1 minute too late. Sugar, don't you be afraid. Just take me by the hand and I'll show you the way. Everybody loved Wonderland. Wonderland's one of my favorites. It's one of my favorite Commodore tunes, yeah. Because this is it's very spiritual, right? Wonderland. And I screwed up that. Anna Mae Bullock, she from Mississippi, right? Okay. She not from Alabama. Or is she from Alabama? Is Anna Mae Bullock from Mississippi or Alabama, y'all? Where did Ike Turner, meet Anna Mae? Tina Turner. Her Christendom name is Anna Mae Bullock. Okay. That's who what's her name? Angie Bassett was pretending to be when she punched Larry Fishburne right in the limo. Anna Mae Bullock. I knew who Tina Turner was. I had a crush on Tina Turner. She was, yeah. So yeah, when I was young, what's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? My favorite Tina Turner song, I don't know how do you say. What's love got to do with it? I like. What was the other one? Private Dancer. That's a good one. I like that one. And yeah. No, I didn't like the way they did Proud Mary and stuff like that. I like Creedence Clearwater Revival better. I liked the way it started slow, which it stays slow. They got two, I was like, yeah, I like the slow. Rolling on the river, right? But left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute of sleep, worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheel keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning, and we rolling. My brother Stevie was really into CCR. It was one of his favorite groups when he was a kid. I was like, OJ's was my shit back then. OJ's Backstabbers for Love Money, And then when we moved away, and we was up in, I think it was up in Pasco when they came out with sugar. That's my favorite. Reminds me of Michelle Bowen. Yeah, she was mine, oh mine. I think that everybody that knew Michelle, that song should probably remind of Michelle. Yeah, I respect her. Yeah, everybody. Yeah, but they used to neglect her. Oh yeah, I know lots of people that feel that way about her. Not only good looking, girl was so smart, you can't beat her cooking. Oh, ask me how I know. And I'll tell you so, she used to be my girl. Deep down inside, of course, we all still love her. Don't place no one above her. She's warm and sensitive. Yeah, she was. She was sensitive to other people's needs and feelings and, making sure people weren't abused and treated like shit. She is an exceptional woman. Yeah. Melinda Michelle Bowen, from born in Alabama, raised in Kankakee, Illinois, Kankakee. We ain't from Chicago, we from Kankakee. That's what she used to always say to from Alabama. Yeah, it is from Alabama. Yeah. So it's weird though, because they be now the kid who be calling the games on Saul Rouse, right? He from Georgia, right? But it's weird how they homogenize because of the internet and stuff. People's accents be getting this shit because they ain't he from Georgia. It's like, you ain't from Georgia, right? You ain't talking like you from Georgia. You ain't talking. Yeah, come on now. I'm walking back to Georgia, and I hope she will take me back. Nothing in my pockets, and all I own is up on my back. But she's the girl who says she loved me on that hot, dusty Macon road. And if she's still around, I'm gonna settle down without a hard-loving Georgia girl. And it's weird because and the Navajo people, they don't, even if they speak to me, they don't talk like a Dene. When I connect to people in spirit from their family line, I talk. I can't help it. Like my sister told me when I went to Carolina and came back with. I didn't talk like I'm, yes, you do. Well, I guess so. I've been talking to Russ Gardner too much. and Jonesy. Well, sir, being that you're the Waste Wing commander, we figured you ought to be a better example than that, sir. You ought to know better to be parked in a handicap spot, sir. We can't let anybody, that's what's Jonesy's thing. We can't let anybody break the rules. We got to make sure everybody's, if we're all bound by those, he got that from his dad, who was a sergeant at Fort Bragg, right? If we all have to follow these rules and we deem them to be cruel rules, then everybody got to follow them. That was old Jonesy. He goes, they told me my services were no longer required as a security police officer, and I was back here playing ball at Fleet Service. He was happy. He was playing basketball and playing spades with Sly Stan and Sneaky Pete. That was one happy North Carolina country boy. He wasn't sitting under a tree in a cop car waiting to give people tickets. He was at Fleet Service with Randy Murphy. They working me like a dog, Parsons. They work me like a dog. And so they're saying, we got everything uptight. Well, let's start putting on some music, playing some spades, and talking some trash. Sugar Shack. And that Sugar Shack. Down in the boondocks. People put me down because that's the side of town I was born in. I love her, she loved me. I don't fit her society. Lord have mercy on the boy from down in the boondocks. Ain't nothing wrong with a good country accent, yo. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. My people, T for Texas, T for Tennessee. Yeah, my family got that. So when I talk to my black folks, everybody, it's like, I think it's part of my country. My parents is from Texas and Tennessee. So I'm going to say, eat yet? No? Jew? To? All right. It's going to be right in my wheelhouse, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's why it's Gaines' nigga, right? Let's fry up some chicken, and then we'll get some barbecue and get busy. And then Sally, we'll go hang out in the strawberry patch, okay? That's a Tony Orlando and Dong sound. Who's in the strawberry patch with Sally now that she's not sitting there with me, right? What I wouldn't do to be sitting in the strawberry patch with Sally tonight, right? And yeah, so y'all don't like Tony Orlando and Don? I love Tony Orlando and Don. Yeah, you say the sweetest things, and you speak, and my heart sings. And when you whisper to me, I love you, and tell me I'm the one that you will always run to, oh, I can't resist. I want to be hugged, I want to be kissed, cause, yeah, it's good stuff, yo. Yep, I'm stepping out. I'm gonna boogie tonight, dancing and singing love songs. I watched too much of I didn't watch it. It's just fun. I was watching Nicholas Brothers and the old June Joy stuff. It's part of my country. Yeah, country folk. They all migrated up to the city, tried to make money off of their entertainment. Money's not real. Yeah. So entertainment, it's just a waste of time if you're doing it for money. But if you're doing it to share joy because you worked well together and you're loving and being loved, well, then it's a lovely day today, right? Let's load this one up, y'all. And go finish watching the game, see how this is. It looks like the Redbirds are trying to make a game out of it, y'all. Okay. Peace.